Hey guys, IcyCat here. Today we're going to be going over my review of the new FUZE Elite Bundle set. We're going to take a look at all the different weapon skins, the gadget reskin, victory animation, and more. So if you want a better idea of what you'll get before you spend your money on this bundle, then you'll want to stick around for the review next. The FUZE Elite Bundle Pack came out this week. It is right in price point along with all the other ones that have come before it. If you have the Season Pass, you will get that with a 10% discount for 1,620 Rainbow Credits. And like all the other Elite Bundles, you do get the same kind of offering of items that are in it. Of course, the most prominent of the items being the headgear and uniform, which must, of course, as always, be worn as a pair when you have an Elite Bundle set. You cannot equip one without the other one being automatically equipped. As you can see here, the uniform itself is kind of like a padded material. One of the most prominent features on here being the plate armor that is on his chest, and the redesigned flow of the helmet itself, which does retain the essential base looks of FUZE, so you can kind of still get the feel that this is him, but we just have sort of a softening of the image overall. Falling in line with the same vintage war styling that the other Elite bundles have, we see that he's adorned with various pouches and packs all around, but the base outfit material for the jacket and pants are kind of on the plain side. With all Elite bundles, you do also get an Elite Chibi charm. This is a universal charm. It can be put on any gun that you want. Then we'll switch over to the weapon skins themselves. They all have the same kind of a common theme of the colors that are going on here. They're sort of like these greens and reds and beiges, but they're all sort of these toned down, desaturated versions of them. They're kind of going for the old vintage propaganda styling here with the bold striping. This is a painted metal effect, so the metal is not going to be reflective really at all, but it does look appropriately dinged up as metal that would be painted would appear. And you can see that on each of the weapons, FUZE has notched into it somewhere kind of an ongoing kill count. It should be noted that with all Elite bundles, the weapon skins can be shared with any other operators that use the same guns. Unfortunately, in the case of FUZE, that's not going to apply for his shield or any of his primary weapons, but both of his secondary pistol skins can be put on any of the other Spetsnaz operators. We can even see that during the reload animation of his light machine gun, you can actually make out that when he opens it up to extract the belt feed, that inside of it is carved witty reference to the amount of times FUZE manages to kill a hostage. It's sort of hard to find little nods like this that are just a great testament to the humor that the dev team is willing to put into that. Much like the Rook Mine moniker that was placed on the Rook Elite bundle set, this one throws a bone back to the community because they're well aware that FUZE is responsible for more than his fair share of hostage deaths. Of all the weapon skins though, one of my favorites is for the shield. This one actually has some artistic imagery on it besides just the design. And here you have somebody from the motherland with their arms thrown out wide, dispersing hockey pucks of explosive death to the masses. Again, done up in that great propaganda kind of style. It's another nod to the fact that the art team just wasn't really needing to take things too seriously for this, but still keeping an overall good stylized theme that has a valid artistic direction to it. One of the more interesting things that you get with the Elite bundle sets are the gadget reskins. FUZE's cluster charge is no exception to that, so we see here that it's done in a heavily green versus red kind of a theme. The Crimson Star is of course featured very prominently on the end of the telescoping charge. Now, in some previous gadget skins, we've seen that the texture changes themselves don't really make the gadget look or feel very different, whereas this one is contrasting enough that it actually jumps out at you as being something a little different. This does manage to give the gadget a unique feel. You know that you are using a reskinned gadget in this case. Sometimes the Elite operator skins leave us feeling like it's either hard to tell or it's just really not different enough to jump out at you that you're using a reskinned gadget, but in this case, you clearly can feel like that's going on. In addition to the gadget reskin, you do also, of course, get upgraded menu offerings, so when you're choosing that operator or selecting their loadout, you can see the upgraded uniform. The last main piece to any Elite bundle is going to be the victory animation, so let's take a look at this here. We kick into like a propaganda vintage film effect. He fires a gun up in the air and then stares proudly into the distance. Again, the dev team not afraid to show that they have a sense of humor about this here. As is standard for all victory animations, they only play if you are wearing the actual new Elite bundle uniform with it. These also only engage if you are the MVP for the round. So if you came in second place, you'll see yourself in the lineup with your new uniform, but you won't be executing the MVP animation. My opinion overall on the new bundle pack is that they've really made some good choices here with the way they're presenting the content. Sometimes the gadget reskin is just underwhelming, but here it is bold and striking. Same thing with the weapon skins themselves. The artistic design on these are striking, and they're going to be standing out pretty easily when you're using them. With various elements like the graphic used on the shield as well as the victory animation to little details like the etchings in the internal workings of the light machine gun, there's definitely a lot of lighthearted content that's present here. This manages to ride that fine balance between something that's fun and lighthearted to being not too over the top, and yet still honoring the theme and intent of what the vintage styling is all about here. I feel like overall a little bit more time and effort was put into this than in some of the more recent ones, and as such I'm definitely glad that I've picked it up. These bundle packs are not necessarily cheap, but there is a lot offered here, especially given that FUZE has a little bit larger selection of 3 primary loadouts to choose from instead of 2, one of them offering you a full shield rework. So that wraps up this review. As always, if you want to stay up to date on the latest news, tips, tricks, reviews, walkthroughs, and more for Rainbow Six Siege, then do please like and subscribe. Also, make sure you click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make new content available. Additionally, you can follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.